Hello, welcome to part 50th of this Airbnb Clone Ruby on Rails series. I'm happy that we have reached the 50th video, and I started this on 15th January. Today is 16th, so roughly in 31 days. Okay, and good speed, not that fast, but good. Okay, I want to address a couple of comments before I go into code. First one is this: uh, they, they, one of the community members have mentioned that I should create videos in Hindi language. Uh, I'll first address this before addressing other things. Uh, I have chosen English language because Ruby on Rails is much more famous in US and European companies. In Indian companies, very less companies are working in it, and that's why I thought that if I create videos in Hindi, I can reach wider audience. Like the views and all those things will increase, but I have to reach the correct audience, and that's why I have created them in English. But at some point, if there are enough people from India interested in Ruby on Rails, then at that point I might create a separate channel or a video series in Hindi also. But for that, right now, most of the comments are from people who are English speaking. So, and that's the only way I can know. Like likes or views don't give me uh, those knowledge, right? At the same time, views are from India, definitely majority, but that doesn't mean that they are fully Hindi speaking only. Uh, so yeah, right now I'm creating in English to to reach audience which I think is correct. At the same time, uh, if you want this to be in Hindi, do let me know and I'll try to create videos in that at some point in future, not right now. Related to volume, I know we have to upgrade hardware. I'll make this expense once I see that this channel is growing somewhere. It has like 1,000 subscribers or maybe more. Before that, making that expense won't be the best. Animation and thumbnail, this I've deliberately chosen not to work on because in past like 8 years back, 2016, 2017, I had created YouTube videos. I had created animations and thumbnails, and I had an editor who would work on it. uh, but it ended up being like that there was too much post-production work efforts going on in terms of videos. So after 2 to 3 videos it ended up, right, because of the efforts. In the current setup, what I have to do is I just create a script of 10 to 15 minutes, create a video. Although they are not that crisp, I do understand that, but in the end I just have to give, like, for a 30-minute video I have to give like 45 minutes to 1 hour, and that's why it's convenient for me. And it also means that I can create videos regularly. At some point, if the channel grows, we'll hire someone, or if the in from the community someone is interested in creating some template thumbnails for me in which I can change content. Feel free to do that, and I'll use that. I'll give credit for sure. Okay, and thodi hasi mazak. If someone was with me in this call, it would have been easier to crack jokes, to make it a bit of fun. But right now I'm talking to a screen, so it becomes really hard. But still, thanks a lot. And let's address this comment also. They have mentioned some changes. They have mentioned that service fee and per night price can be static values. So let's go to our app controller, not this controller, sorry, JavaScript controller, booking controller, service fee static. Okay, this looks like static at this point, but we won't make this static, because we will do calculations in this video or next video whenever we select check-in and check-out date. So that's why this cannot be static. Rewrite this to, okay, make these functions get only. Makes sense, because we are not setting anything in these functions, and this will eliminate the need of these parentheses also. Let's refresh. Why is this not working? Okay, so I think we cannot make service fee static, but feel free to let me know how we can fix this. It should be easy fix. I'm not going in depth of that. And if we are using functions multiple times, we can use memoization. That's correct. But at this point, we haven't finished our code. Once we finish our code, at that point, we will see if we are calling these functions a lot. I think it should be called once or twice only. And that's why I think memoization is not the best option here. But if we are calling it multiple times, then at that point, memoization can be really good. So yeah, thanks a lot for these comments. These changes do help in making code better. Now let's, how much minutes? 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go to implementing Datepicker also. For that, Rails Datepicker. I know I had used one Datepicker earlier. This one, flatpickr. It's a good Datepicker. We can use it in Rails. I already know that this supports minimum date, maximum date and all. So if you go to Airbnb, open any property, it has many functions in Datepicker. We won't implement all of those, but it's really good. First is that even if you click on checkout date, it will directly set the check-in date or it will open the check-in date selection. But it won't allow just, let me clear this. Yeah, it won't allow just selecting the checkout date without check-in date. So that's one, which is good. Second is, although they are mentioning all the bookings, cutting out all the bookings, but if we have selected this check-in date, let's do this one, sorry. This check-in date, checkout date cannot be from previous of this. And at the same time, check-in date cannot be in past. It should always be from today plus one date, something like that. So we will have to keep all these things in mind, that check-in date should always be in future. Checkout date should always be in future of check-in date. So for that, I know that this flatpickr does have those things. So let's set it up in our project. For that, it's a node package, so we can pin this in our project. So for that, stop the server, clear, and not npm, sorry, bin /import map, pin, and name of the npm package. Using this, we can pin our JavaScript packages. It has been pinned in vector JavaScript, this, great. And we'll need this CSS file to show our UI. Let me show the demo. This UI. So whatever this UI is, it's part of this style sheet. So let's add this style sheet also. For that, we will have to go to, if you're let me do, okay, yeah, so application HTML, this file, let's add this. I'll add a comment, copy this, Datepicker, okay. Now we can use this in our controller. So let's go to our controller, use this, and we will first log whether adding this Datepicker flatpickr has worked or not. So Datepicker, let's see. Okay, we will have to restart our server, refresh, right click, inspect, console, and our Datepicker has been connected. We can see this log, right? So let's close this. How can we use this? Let's see. We can use flatpickr date and then empty this. So we will have to get our element in our controller. We want our element in this controller. Okay, so where is our element? It's in our UI. So we will have to go to views, properties, show.html.erb. This is our input element and this is our checkout element, check-in element. So let's set this. We'll set target data, our controller name, target. Using this we can get this element, okay? And check-in. I'll do same thing with the other element, checkout. We have created these targets. We will have to define them in our controller also. Check-in, naming should be exactly same. Checkout, and let's get them. We can use this code, right? And instead of element, we will use this dot check-in target. Let's see. Yes, it is working. I've done it quickly because I've used flatpickr in past, but you have got the gist, right? That integrate the library, integrated CSS file, get your Datepicker, the input element on which you want to set the picker, and just use it in flatpickr. So let's do this for our checkout date also. Refresh. Yep, it's working. Now we have to set, let me check one thing. Yes, the date setting is working correctly. Now we have to set the constraints here. Okay, we should not be able to select January date because currently it's February, right? So for that we can go to examples, min date, max date, and let's set one of these. Let's use this. We can see 15th is not getting selected. So do we have tomorrow? Nope. So 14 days from now. So maybe we can use this and mention 1. We'll do this later on. Once this gets done, I think we can implement that easily. Refresh, and it's working. Great. Now as soon as I select this date, I want checkout date to be visible. This looks like a bug. I have selected this date, this item is selected, and as soon as I come on this page again, it just pops up. It's a bug on flat icon for sure. Yes, or maybe on our website. Not on our website, I think it's on flat icon only. Okay, so as soon as I select this, it should open same dialog for checkout date also. So in that case, first we will have to get this event that the date has changed. So it's an event. on change this. Let's copy this. Okay, it has on, open, on, close, these kind of things also. We won't use that. We'll convert this to arrow function because that solves a lot of problem, usually the context related problem. Selected date. Let's see if it is actually working. Console.log. Refresh, inspect, console. Okay, it is working. So at this point, I want to open, try to understand this flow. As soon as I select 27, I want this checkout date picker to be visible, but in that user should not be able to select dates which are before 27 or 27. It should be 28th and after. Okay, so for that we will have to open this on click of this, right? Let me write a function trigger checkout date picker, copy this same thing, paste it here, and instead of check-in, let me write checkout. And one more thing which I will do is this will set up the date picker on checkout. Okay, maybe I can add it in connect, I'm not sure yet, or keeping it here makes it a bit cleaner. But we want to open it as soon as check-in date was selected. We want to open this checkout trigger also, so we will click on it. Forceful click, basically not a forceful but programmatic click. So let's try this. Not sure if this will work. It worked. We were able to show this because of this click, and we have already set the flat picker, but we want correct dates. Let's select 20, and we are still having this date issue because of this min date. So what we can do is we can pass this selected date. Let's see, 20, no. Okay, this is completely gone out of range. This is working. Refresh. If I'll select 22, it is showing 22, so I'll have to do this dot one so that at least one day added gets added for the checkout date. Refresh. Let's select 20, so checkout date should be 21. Great. Let's try this on 29, and it is first wire automatic, and it has disabled the back button also, which is really nice. 29. Great. Now we will have to do one more thing. As soon as these dates get selected, we want to this dot update details. We want to call this update details, and we don't want to call this start. We might want to call this at start also. We will keep this. So now we have to calculate this correctly. Const check-in date, this dot, we have a target check-in date, sorry, check-in target dot value, console dot log check-in date. Let's see, inspect. We are able to set the dates. Now we just want to make sure that we can calculate number of nights from that. We have this check-in date correctly. Let's convert that to date. Wait, Why is it 27? Okay, correct. Let me refresh. 20, 22, 20, 22, check-in date, great. So let's calculate checkout date also. Let's refresh. By the way, we are getting these invalidates from start. Let's fix that first. So let's get rid of this. Refresh, and now we won't see anything. Let's select 20 and 21, and we have 21, 20, but it is 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 times. So that means get number of nights is getting called 5 times. So let's do one thing. We are calling it here and here. It's getting called at 2 places only. Const number of nights, NIGHTS, nights count is equals to nights count, and we need this in base fare also, right? Cannot have parameters. Let's convert it to set for that case and use nights count. Let's refresh, and now it should be only once. Okay, this calculator is not a function. Okay, refresh. Where is it? Refresh. We applied optimizations before finishing, and that's why is it happening again and again? Sorry. Anywhere else? This is covered, this is covered, this is covered. Now it should not be an issue. 20, 21, and it's working correctly. Great. So now we have to subtract these two dates. So for that, this minus check-in date, this should give me a timestamp, which again should get divided by 1000 milliseconds, 60 seconds, 60 minutes, and 24 hours. 20, 21, and it's 1, 21, and 25, and it's 4, but we have problem in this. Great, but at least this one is working. So now let's make it more correct. We have nights count, base fare value, let's calculate all the things first. Base fare value, then we need in this also, we can get rid of this. I'm just repeating myself now. And in this, let's pass base fare value. base fare is calculated service fee value. For that we can call service fee. Service fee depends upon base fare value, that's correct. So let's pass base fare value. Finally, total amount, let's keep it like this only. Total amount or base fare. Naming is not the best, but we'll have to do it correctly. Service fee. So we can use total amount, this dot total amount, and in that we'll pass base fare and service fee. Base fare and service fee. Okay, and this will give us total amount. Let's set this total amount. Let's set this service fee. Let me do one thing. Service fee percentage, because it's a percent, 18%. And just to confirm that we are calling each and every function once only, we will do one thing. We will add log statements, because I don't want to call these functions again and again. Service fee, total amount, and let's see. Fingers crossed that it works. 20, 22. Base fare value is not defined. Name change. Let's get rid of this base fare. Base fare. Let's copy this, find this, and replace it with base fare. And let's use this service fee, not the value. Refresh. 20 till 5 days. 1 calculate service fee. This. Okay, all these functions are getting called once only. We have 4 nights here, and rate is calculated, total is calculated. Let's change this to 29 and it is calculated. Great, it is working. It is not getting saved to database, but it is working. There are some details that we have to check. There is one error. I won't solve it, you can try to solve it. 29. Now if I click on it, let's do it like this. 27, click on it, select 29, and now if I click on it, I should not be able to select these two because this value has already been set. It will be over optimization, so it's fine if you want to do it or not. The main point should be that this value, which is number of nights, should always be greater than 1. Okay, greater than or equal to 1. If it is less than that, that means there is problem, so you can add that check. Okay, in next video we will add the backend and all. But yeah, this was a nice demo. 30 minutes of video. And placeholder values, let me refresh. Let's change these placeholder values to make it a bit more correct. % equals to date. Wait, we had done this date dot this one. The format that we'll use is date / followed by month slash followed by full year name. And for checkout we will do +1.day to this date. Should we add it as a value? I'm just trying, this is just experiment. No, let's keep it placeholder only, and at the same time we will have to calculate these values for sure. So if it is, let's calculate it at least once. Let's refresh. Not working. I don't want these to be 0. That's what I'm trying to do. Placeholder, and no, not the placeholder, sorry, value, because we want these dates to be like this. We have one night. Why is it not getting calculated? Because we are not calling this. We are calling this. This dot, sorry. Not a number, great, not an issue. Check in target value, okay, it's about the format. You can change formats using this. Getting started. Examples. You can change format using this date format. What I'll do is I'll keep this format in my code for now, because format should not be a big issue, and I'll convert it accordingly. Followed by dash, followed by month, followed by date. Refresh. Now it's working. Let's confirm this, that the value is 61.36. Yes, and if it is, it should be almost all great. So that was Datepicker, and in next we will set up the backend. So that's it for now. Thank you. Bye bye.